Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am showing you guys how I made these pumpkin sourdough bagels. I made one with a crumble and the other one without it. These are so soft and so delicious with that pumpkin flavor. You will need 125 grams of active sourdough starter, 100 grams of pumpkin puree, and 210 grams of filtered water. I like to mix these three together first before adding the rest of the ingredients. I used warm water to speed up the fermentation process. These are same day bagels, which is very nice and convenient. You can do a cold proof if you like. So now I'm adding 20 grams of honey. We're going to add 10 grams of salt. We are adding 2 grams of pumpkin pie spice and 2 grams of cinnamon. I know the pumpkin spice has cinnamon already, but I do like the extra flavor that cinnamon gives these. And now we're going to add 560 grams of flour. And now we mix everything together. This dough will be a little bit on the dry side just because it has a less hydration than a regular sourdough loaf. So I like to mix it with my spatula at first, and then I like to go in with my hands and knead it a little bit. So you can do this recipe in the stand mixer and just use the stand mixer for about 10 minutes, but I just wanted to show you guys that you can do this without a stand mixer. So I kneaded this dough for about 5 minutes, and then I let the dough rest for about 30 minutes, and then I went back in there and kneaded it again. If you use a stand mixer, you don't have to do this a second time around. You could just do the 10 minutes on the stand mixer and you're done. Just let it bulk ferment. But since I didn't use the stand mixer, I wanted to go in there once more before letting it bulk ferment. So I just did a few slap and folds. I kneaded it a little bit, and then I put a plastic wrap over the bowl and I let it bulk ferment on the counter for a few hours. I believe mine sat on the counter for 6 hours, and then I was ready to shape them. I did weigh the dough and then weigh them individually into 10 equal parts. If you want bigger bagels, you can definitely do that. It's all preference. My bagels were about 103 grams pre-bake, and I will show you how I shape the doughs into the pumpkin shape and into the regular bagel shape. So here you're just looking at me weighing my dough, making sure that they are all the same weight. That way they bake evenly. And I am just going to get the little dough balls and kind of pinch them towards the center. And then I'm going to make little circles by doing the push and pull motion, making sure that, it looks like a little round ball. And I'm going to do the same thing for all of them. And then when I'm done, I am going to shape them 5 regular and then 5 pumpkin shaped. So now that they're all shaped, I am going to pinch a hole in the center of the dough, and then with my fingers just kind of make that hole bigger by rotating my fingers. Just gently, not too hard. You don't want to rip the dough. And then I am going to put these on parchment paper. I did pre-cut this parchment paper into 10 little squares. That way I can put the dough on top of it, and once they do their second rise, they won't deflate because I am going to pick them up by the parchment paper. So I'm showing you guys again. We're just going to pinch a little hole and stretch it out with our fingers, and then just put it on the parchment paper. I let this dough do its second rise for about 3 hours on my counter, and these turned out perfect. They were so fluffy and so soft. I also think that it's because I only boiled them in water for about 10 to 20 seconds at most, and the longer you leave them in the water, the harder the crust you get. So here I'm shaping the pumpkin little dough balls, and you do want to flatten these out a little bit. If you don't flatten them out, you're gonna get a tiny bagel. It might be a little bit taller, but it won't be as big as you would want them. So I just got some butcher twine, and I am using only 3. When I do a regular loaf, I use 4, but since these are very tiny, I like to use 3. And they still came out really beautiful, So just try to make like a little star snowflake type of situation. Put your dough right on the center and then tie it up. So for the first twine, I like to tie it up. And for the second and third twine, I do like to make them go under that first twine and then tie it around it. That way, like they're all holding onto that first twine and they don't move as the little dough, expands as it bakes, if that makes any sense. So you're gonna see here that I am putting the twine under the first one and then I'm going to tie over it. So this is the best way I feel like they come out to look like pumpkins. And I do this for the rest of the dough balls. I did 5 and 5. And like I mentioned, I let these rise for 3 hours. And they were very fluffy, very aerated. So once they're done with their second rise, you want to have a pot of boiling water with 1 tablespoon of baking soda and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. This is what the bagels look before their second rise, and this is what they look like after, right here. Look at how fluffy and aerated they look. They're perfect. So you want to grab them by the parchment paper and then you're going to throw them into the boiling water. And this helps you not deflate your dough instead of just grabbing the dough itself. Look how pretty that is. So this is the pot of boiling water. You can just go ahead and throw it in with the parchment paper and then just go ahead and take it right off. It's not going to be difficult, and I think it's the best way to keep your bagels nice and fluffy. And like I said, I only leave the bagels in there for about 10 to 20 seconds maximum. But if you do like that very thick crust on a bagel, go ahead and leave it in there longer. But I feel like when I do it with 20 seconds or less, the bagels are so fluffy even the next day. Sometimes you have to toast your bagel so it could get nice and soft again. But when you boil them for less time, they just naturally stay soft and fluffy. We didn't even have to toast it the second or third day because they were so soft. They still had a little crust to them, but not as thick or as hard as sometimes when you boil them for too long. Anyway, so this is how you do it. And I like to have my sheet pan with some parchment paper right next to the pot of boiling water so they can be ready. This is the crumble that I made. For the regular bagels, you do want to add an egg wash before you add the crumble. I did put the egg wash before this. I just didn't record it, but you can see that they're nice and shiny. For the crumble, I used half a cup of flour, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla paste, 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I mixed it together until it looked like this wettish sand, and then I baked everything in the oven at 425 degrees for 20 minutes. I took off the twine when the bagels were still warm, and I added a little cinnamon stick to complete the stem look on the pumpkins. You can add food coloring to these bagels. I just wanted to keep them as natural looking as possible. I like that little rustic look, but you could see how beautiful these bagels are, and they're so soft and fluffy. The crumble makes them so delicious. You can add the crumble on top of the pumpkins too, but when you take off the twine, you'll take off some of that crumble and it won't look as pretty, which is why I didn't put it on there. But these alone are so delicious as well, and I hope you guys give this recipe a try. My husband and I actually cut one of these in half so you guys can see how soft it is on the inside. I know this is not how you cut a bagel, but we wanted some of that crumble and we didn't want to eat the whole bagel because it was midnight at this point. But look at how soft and fluffy they are. When you do a little squish test, they fluff right back up. But I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. I can't wait to show you guys the upcoming fall recipes that I have in mind. Please subscribe and like this video for more, and I'll see you guys in my next one.